What's good, boys? All the boys coming through for the UFC 313 recap for the review. That was a crazy event, man. That was a fucking crazy event. That was a really, really good event. Obviously, Alex Pereira loses to magomed Ankalaev at the end. I thought that was honestly probably the worst Alex Pereira performance that we've ever seen. I thought Alex Pereira was really, really poor there. Like, I thought he was honestly terrible in that fight. That was what a card that was, though. What a card that was. You had Ignacio Bahamondes, round one submission. We had so many good fights, man. We had so many good fights. They ruined Alex Insta rematch. I do believe Alex Pereira against an instant rematch. He kind of ducked and dodged around that question when he was asked in his post-fight interview, which shocks me because usually the person that loses the fight is going to immediately be like, yeah, of course I want a post-fight rematch. But he kind of just said, like, I'm going to continue to train. He didn't really give us a 100% firm answer like, yes, instant rematch. I want that rematch right away. Give me the rematch right now. That's not really what he said. He kind of was like, I don't really know. I thought that, I just want to get back to training. I love fighting. Fighting's my life. So he didn't really say anything about retiring or anything stupid like that. And I definitely don't think he's going to retire. But he never said that he was going to get that instant rematch, which is weird. Anka got $230 from him. I should have bet on Ankalaev. After that first round, I was thinking about it, man. I was really thinking about betting on Ankalaev after that first round. Thank God I cashed out, though. Made some money. Bet on Alex Pereira at the end of like the second or something when he was an underdog. But that was a very, very close fight. That was a very, very close fight, boys. Very, very close fight. Ankalaev won 4 rounds. I kind of had the same thing. I can see 2 different scorecards. I would be very in between 2 different scorecards if you're asking me for my scorecard. I'm very in between Ankalaev winning the fight 4-1 or Ankalaev winning the fight 3-2. Either way, I think that Ankalaev won 3 rounds. If you think about it, yeah, but the MMA math right now says that Paul Craig beats Alex Pereira. Didn't Alex look like Strickland versus DDP just deflated like he knew he was going to lose? Love the stream, by the way. I appreciate that, Angus Khan. I agree. I think that Alex Pereira, that was the weirdest performance I've ever seen from Alex Pereira. It was almost like an out-of-body experience because you're looking at Alex Pereira and everything that he's known for, everything that Alex Pereira does well, he did badly. He looked like it was... I honestly don't know. He might have been concussed after the end of that first round. When he got caught with a big shot at the end of that first round, he might have been concussed. Because when you think about it, okay, like he just looked gun-shy. He almost looked out of it, like he was spaced out in a different world or something. Threw maybe 6 left hooks. The best punch that Alex Pereira has, the best shot that Alex Pereira can throw is his left hook. We all know about that. It's his trademark shot for a reason. And it is the most open when you have southpaw orthodox, because obviously with that lead foot being super close, takes a little bit to just throw that left hook. Ankalaev also threw a lot of right hooks. And Alex Pereira threw his best shot maybe 6 times. It looked like he kind of came in expecting that the leg kicks would do a lot more damage than what they did. Because his leg kicks did very little to no damage. Pretty much 0 damage his leg kicks did. And I don't understand it. I don't really understand why Ankalaev or what Ankalaev did to train his shins to be that much better. But Alex Pereira must have landed 40 leg kicks. He must have landed literally 40 leg kicks. Literally 40 leg kicks. Alex looked gun-shy in the first part. He looked gun-shy in the entire fight. And Alex, it was weird. It almost looked like he didn't have the urgency. You know what I mean? The urgency that we saw from Alex Pereira when he was going up against Israel Adesanya, where at the start of that 5th round, if you just compare it side by side, the Alex Pereira that came out in that 5th round against Israel Adesanya in a fight that he was losing compared to the Ankalaev one. Alex Pereira in that 5th round against Izzy came out like a bull, you know what I mean? He was walking him down. He almost ran out of his corner. And then in a 5th round that he needed against Ankalaev to even have a shot, to even have a shot at winning, he kind of waddled out of his corner, you know what I mean? He kind of came out of his corner super slow. Hardly toasted, right? I appreciate the $2. It really came down to that 3rd round so close. That 3rd round was close. It was a super close 3rd round. W partially toasted, by the way. W toasted. Get a little fucking W toasted spam. W Amir clean sweep. Did he get the clean sweep? Alex defended all the takedowns that came towards him. Yeah, bro, that's the weird thing about it, okay? It was pretty much the exact opposite of what I thought the fight was going to do. Like, if you ask me how that fight's going to go, it's pretty much the exact opposite of how I thought that fight was going to go. Because you have Alex Pereira defending 11 takedowns, yeah? Doesn't even get taken down. In fact, he took Ankalaev down. He threw Ankalaev at the end of that third round or fourth round, I think. I think it was the fourth round he threw him. And he lost the fight. And he got dominated in the fight. Whatever happened to damage-based scoring? Yeah, I don't know, bro. I don't know. I honestly don't know. But even damage-based scoring, like, at the end of the third round, Ankalaev hurt Alex Pereira on multiple occasions. It was a close fight. For me, Ankalaev wins the fight. I think that either way you're giving it to him, to be honest with you. And I think that it's just how do you give it to him? Do you give it to him 3-2? Do you give it to him 4-1? Alex Pereira, I would have loved to have seen him win the fight. I would have made a shit ton of money off if Alex Pereira won the fight. But he just didn't. And I think that's the worst Alex Pereira performance we've ever seen. I'm not sure, is it just because is it the short camp? Was it the short camp that fucked up Alex Pereira? It could have been the short camp. By the way, like the stream, push it out to a few more people. This is a new stream from the other one from the watch party, so just like it really quick. Push it out to a few more people. Let's try to get this bitch really, really popping. I want to get as many people in here to get as many opinions on that Alex Pereira fight as we can. Do you respect the people who scored it 1-3-5 for Pereira and 2-4 for Ankalaev? I can see it. I think that I don't agree with it. I'm closer to 4-1 Ankalaev than I am 3-2 Alex Pereira, but I can't see it. It's not a terrible scorecard. I think the reason Alex was so gun-shy was because of the threat of the takedown. Alex was so afraid of takedowns that he forgot to do a strike in his camp. That's why I look sloppy. Yeah, I don't know, man. It was weird, bro. Like, I honestly don't even know how the fuck to explain it, being real with you. I've got no idea how the fuck to explain it. Because that's one of the most gun-shy I've ever seen Alex Pereira. His takedown defense did look okay, but Ankalaev's takedowns also looked bad. Ankalaev looked like he was happy to sit there, you know what I mean? To sit there up against the fence and be fine just getting that control time. I don't know what happened to Alex Pereira's power. Like, you can't lose power that fast. That's just not how power works. It doesn't work like cyclically like that. I don't think that you can just lose power. But the fact that Ankalaev walked through him, and I mean walked through every single shot, blew my mind. Literally blew my mind. And clearly won 2-4, but Alex the rest on damage. I hate people who think it was a robbery. Yeah, no, it definitely wasn't a robbery. Definitely wasn't a robbery by any means. Robbery's like the most overused word in mixed martial arts. That definitely was not a robbery. That was just a close fight. That was honestly just a close fight. Also, that second round startle for sure concussed him. I think that, dude, that's the only thing that I'm thinking about in this fight. And it makes me think, even with that post-fight interview, I think Alex Pereira is probably concussed. Because even if unless the translator did a bad job translating, but if you're Alex Pereira and you get offered an instant rematch, he didn't really give an answer to the question, you know what I mean? And was there any question that Alex Pereira in his post-fight interview actually gave a real answer to? It seemed like he just kind of gave like these almost like nothing answers, like the auto-generated answers, you know what I mean? Where it's like he's media trained or PR trained or something. Because he got asked about another title fight and he said, like, I'm just going to go back to training and I'm just going to continue training and I love this sport and I've dedicated my life to this sport. And it's like, yeah, that didn't really answer the fucking question though. Alex won, but robbery would be clear. Yeah, no, it wasn't a robbery. Definitely wasn't a robbery. Definitely wasn't a robbery. That's in the title because a lot of people have said that to me. A lot of people have said robbery. A lot of people have said that Alex Pereira got robbed. I don't think so. I don't agree. I think that Ankalaev definitely won the fight. We have to wait for the Weasel to drop his robbery video. We will know from that, lol. 4-1 Ankalaev. I had the same scorecard. I think it's probably 4-1 Ankalaev. Could see 3-2 Ankalaev. I think that fifth round is close. I'm leaning Ankalaev in the fifth. If I'm being completely honest with you, I'm leaning Ankalaev in the fifth. Let me do the housekeeping shit really quick. UFC 313 review live now. And then obviously we'll go through this fight a little bit more. And I want to go through the rest of the card because the rest of the card's low-key not getting enough shine. Bro, Justin Gaethje's chin is crazy, brother. His chin is crazy because he got like that KO. We're not going to talk about that right now. But when we get onto Justin Gaethje, I need a lot of people to appreciate how good Justin Gaethje's chin is for someone who literally got like he was absolutely finished like 11 months ago. Like everybody thought that he was done 11 months ago. Justin Gaethje's the GOAT, bro. Justin Gaethje, phenomenal performance from him as well. And it wasn't even one of those ones where you look back and you're like, damn, he just didn't really take that shot. He took shots too. He took shots at the same time. Bro gets 30 viewers on his Sunday streams and 200 viewers on his watch-alongs. It's because the Sunday streams are on at a weird time, you know what I mean? Like, the Sunday streams are on at a weird time. Light heavyweight, he's dead now? No, I think that the instant rematch will be fun. I think the instant rematch will be fun for sure. 167 in here and only 20 likes. Come on, brother. We got to at least bump that number up. We got to fucking bump that number up a little bit. Alex did more damage in round 5, holding him against the fence for 1 minute, doing nothing with it, doesn't win you a round. Alex did more damage in round 5. See, but Alex Pereira landed a nice head kick. Yes, absolutely. But Ankalaev landed a nice 1-2 that I think did similar damage. And even if you give Alex Pereira that round 5, it doesn't give him the round 3. Do you think this is the start of the fall for Alex? He's getting old, and if you lose the rematch, that's another year. I think it is probably the start of the fall for Alex Pereira. I think Alex Pereira was always going to fall at some point. I think now is probably the time where he starts to fall. Alex Pereira in a rematch, I'm still probably picking him. Still probably leaning Alex Pereira in a rematch. I don't know though. Alex Pereira, I think one of the big things, I think it was a culmination of things that fucked up Alex Pereira in this fight. I think him taking that short camp was a big deal, man. It's a big deal for him to take a short camp like that. And like, it really doesn't make sense. It really doesn't make sense for him to take that short camp. He looked awful. I think it kind of caught up to him, the confidence, the cockiness, him being in Australia and then taking a fight. Like, it just doesn't make sense. Then you look at his game plan going into the fight. His game plan was terrible, bro. Like, unless he just didn't follow it at all, he was on the back foot the entire fight. Alex Pereira is by far the best when he's on the front foot. By far the best when he's on the front foot. Ankalaev was not fasting. He was not fasting. Do you think Alex fights John now, or does he rematch? The rematch has to be there. I don't want to see the John fight. I think the John fight would be boring, to be honest with you. Honestly, it would be really funny if Alex Pereira doubled down on the wrestling. He's freakishly strong. You said that he's freakishly strong. I think that Ankalaev was way stronger than him. I think that Ankalaev bullied him in that fight. Like, there were several times where up against the cage there, Alex Pereira was trying to... First of all, Alex Pereira got held up against the cage literally like all the time for about 3 minutes of that round 4, 3.5 minutes of that round 4. He literally just got held up against the cage and was told, like, you're not moving, like he's a fucking little kid. And then you also have the bit where he tries to get away from the cage and Ankalaev just like pushes him back, you know what I mean? Like, Ankalaev is there on a single leg, loses the single leg, and then just pushes Alex Pereira back up against the cage. So I think Alex Pereira actually looked super weak in that fight. I think Ankalaev looked way stronger in that fight. He apparently followed the game plan correctly, according to him. If that's true, what the fuck was that game plan? The game plan was to be on the back foot, to not waste your energy, and to kind of, you know, sit there and not really try counter him. I don't get it, bro. Really don't get that. Really don't get that game plan. Thought it was a terrible game plan. Ankalaev, on the other hand, fought a really good fight. Thought Ankalaev on the feet. He looked dangerous on the feet. He looked to hurt Alex Pereira on the feet. He mixed in the takedown well. And I think taking him down, I wanted to see one of two things from Ankalaev in this fight. You either take him down in rounds 1 to 3 and try tire him out for those rounds 4 and 5, or you don't take him down in rounds 1 to 3 and then you take him down round 4, round 5. When it gets towards those championship rounds, that's when you start to take him down. That's when you start to really try to tire him out. And that's what Ankalaev did. I thought that Ankalaev came in perfect game plan, bro. Perfect game plan against Ankalaev. Or perfect game plan against Alex Pereira. The fight was way more lame than I thought it would be. I agree. Didn't really have that tension that a lot of the other fights had. Like, I think Justin Gaethje against Fizev, that had tension, you know what I mean? Every 2 seconds, every minute, you were like, holy fuck, there's a finish coming here. Oh my God, he just threw that, you know what I mean? Like, I was dodging, dipping, and punches, you know what I mean? I was slipping punches, throwing uppercuts, sitting right here. And that Alex Pereira fight, it seemed kind of dead, you know what I mean? It seemed kind of like a boring fight almost. I was waiting for Alex Pereira to come in and, you know, like Alex Pereira really start to go forward and step on the front foot and really start to push the pace. And he never did. He just never pushed the pace. He just never really started to go forward. I was kind of expecting Alex Pereira to like I really don't know. I was expecting him to make a move. You know what I mean? To really go out there and push the pace, and he never did. It was probably the worst performance I've ever seen from... No, probably. Fuck, probably. It was the worst performance I've ever seen from Alex Pereira. Not close. I think that there's real issues. There's real problems around that performance. There's real holes that got exposed in his game. Alex Pereira had so much respect, man. He had so much respect from everybody that he was going up against. So much respect. And I don't think that he deserved it. I honestly don't think that he deserved all that respect that he got. I think that he was poor in the fight. I think that he was, like, I think that his striking looked poor. He didn't want to, I really don't know, man. Like, I don't know how to explain how bad he was. And I don't know how to explain why he was so bad. There, process over profit. You said it perfectly. You said what I couldn't say. I wish Pereira was more aggressive. He was not aggressive. He had no urgency. He was going into the final rounds there. He was going into the last fight, or he was going into that 5th round. Didn't look aggressive. Looked timid. Didn't throw the shit that he needed to throw. His counters looked awful. Like, usually the big thing with Alex Pereira was, if you're throwing that 1-2, bro, you better be ready for the rocket of a left hand that he's coming back. And most of the time, that shot just never came. That shot really just never came. That rocket of a right hand never came. Maybe, let me see this. You think Justin can maybe get another title fight if he wins the next fight against a top contender? Absolutely. If he goes up against a Sarukian or somebody like that and he can beat a Sarukian, I'd be interested to see who they give him in his next fight. Who do you boys think Justin Gaethje gets in his next fight? That's actually a very interesting question. Do you guys think it's Gaethje Sarukian? Do you guys think it's Gaethje Oliveira? I don't know who they're going to give him, but like Gaethje in his next fight, I don't know. I don't know who they give him. Let me go over here. Let me fix this really quick. Yeah, now we're good. Vegas made huge money today. Everybody was betting on Pereira. I'd say a lot of people bet on Ankalaev, honestly, with that wrestling background. As soon as I found out that Ankalaev wasn't actually fasting, I was like, I'm not sure how much I like this. I'm not sure how much I like this fight for Alex Pereira anymore. Just because when he's fasting, obviously the weight cut's going to be difficult. Ankalaev, I wonder when they fight too. Does Ankalaev get the same treatment that Merab kind of got, where it's like, we want you to defend 3 months later? Like, we want you to defend super, super close because we don't want you as a UFC champion. Because I don't think that Ankalaev is that bad as a UFC champion at 205. I honestly don't hate Ankalaev as a UFC champion at 205. Pereira looked terrible today. Didn't throw the hands at all. Disappointed. Looked slow. The only things that I can think of, okay? I can only think of a few things for Alex Pereira here. One of them, he was concussed. He got concussed in that round 1, especially towards the end of that round 2, and that's why he didn't throw the hands. 2, that short fight camp absolutely killed him. Or 3, I can't even really think of a third thing for him, man. Just looked shit, man. Looked really terrible. He will get an instant rematch. He will. Alex Pereira will get an instant rematch. He's the biggest superstar in the UFC. He's like a freak of nature when it comes to fighting. He's a freak of nature when it comes to how fast he turns around. He's in that like Volkanovski Izzy bracket more than the current champions you see right now that take 5-6 months. But how does he do in that rematch? I don't know. I'm leaning Pereira in the rematch because I think that he will be able to make changes to his game plan and he will be able to, like, I'm not sure because Ankalaev has felt Pereira's power now. Ankalaev has felt that Pereira left hook, and Pereira did rock him. I think was it in that round 3 that Pereira rocked Ankalaev? Was it in that round 3? I think he rocked him in that round 3. But even the killer instinct, like the number one thing, if Alex Pereira has nothing else, bro, he has elite killer instinct. Just when he rocked him, he kind of walked in there, got hit by a shot by Ankalaev, and then just kind of backed away again. And he was like, okay, I'm going to sit here on my back foot again. Don't understand it at all. Too much stalling against the fence. The referee should separate the fighters more often. Ankalaev was trying to knee him. He was trying to elbow him. I think the referee stopped at a good frequency. I think Pereira won, but even with that, it was one of the most boring performances I've seen recently. Bilal's most recent fight was more entertaining. This facts. I agree. And you know that I hate on Bilal a lot, but Bilal Leon Edwards was better than that fight. Bilal Leon Edwards was better than that fight. Pereira clearly lost. I agree. I think it was 3-2 Ankalaev or 4-1 Ankalaev. They're the two scorecards that I can't head down in my head. You think Pereira would ever fight a YouTuber after he's done with UFC? What fucking YouTuber would do that, bro? What YouTuber would sign a death wish? Alex Pereira against a fucking YouTuber? Nah. They are like, you're fucked, bro. You are absolutely fucked. But even going on to the rest of the card, because I think that fight will get the headlines. Obviously, it's the main event. But going on to the rest of the card, bro, this was a fantastic card. This was a fantastic, fantastic card. Like, this absolutely lived up to all of the hype. And dare I say, okay, this kind of like 7 or the fights that we lost and the timing of this card, I really liked, bro. I really, really liked the timing of this card. Having like the less fights where you only have like 10 fights or so, I thought that it was better than what the usual UFC cards are. And people might call me fucking crazy for that. Like people might think that I'm just straight up dumb for that. But I actually think that was better. I think that it was better. Going through all of the fights though. I want to spend a little bit of time on this Justin Gaethje Rafael Fizev fight. I think that this Justin Gaethje Rafael Fizev fight, first of all, it was an absolute banger. It should have got fight of the night. If it didn't get fight of the night, it should have got fight of the night. Justin Gaethje against Rafael Fizev. Gaethje wins a UD, thought the decision was correct. There was a lot of judging that I thought was a little bit dodgy on this card. Thought that this decision was absolutely correct and Justin Gaethje won. Justin Gaethje's chin is back. Justin Gaethje's chin, I saw some people say 35%. I saw some people say 40%. I think it's at 85, 90% of what it was. Rafael Fizev does not have pillow hands. Rafael Fizev can crack. And he hit him. He hit him with head kicks. He hit him with right hands. He hit him with a lot of clean shit in that fight. And Justin Gaethje's chin was able to hold up. And that's a really good sign. That's a really good sign. And it makes that Volkanovski downfall hurt a little bit more because it makes me think Justin Gaethje took a year off, man. He took 11 months off to get better. You know what I mean? So that his chin got better. Not for him to get better. I'm sure he did get better, but for his chin to get better. The thing is, I feel like if Volkanovski takes those 11 months, he could have done something similar. He could have done something similar. And now Gaethje's in title contention. He's in title contention 1,000%. They're not going to rerun him against Dan Hooker. I'd love to see that fight still. I think it's him against Arman is probably the next fight. I think it's Gaethje Arman because Gaethje's still the third ranked guy in that division. Fizev's chin isn't talked about enough. True, Fizev was also getting fucking cracked, man. And Fizev did unbelievably well for short notice. I think Fizev, if he gets more notice, like if Fizev had a full 10-week camp, I think Fizev wins that fight. Fizev won the first, lost the second, and he just kind of gassed. Towards the end of that third round, he just kind of gassed. I still want to see Gaethje versus Hooker. Me too, bro. I really, 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 really want to see that fight still. But I don't think it's going to happen. I think that Gaethje's on to bigger and better things, and I think you have to give Gaethje that Arman Tsarukyan fight. Now I notice Brazil now has only one champion. Pantoja is the only champion representing Brazil now. Yeah, the Brazilians are low-key falling off, man. The Brazilians are low-key falling off. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? I'm crying. Nah, that's crazy. Losing Alex Pereira as a champion, Dana White's probably crying too, bro. All of those pay-per-view buys that come from Alex Pereira. Alex Pereira defending once every 3 months, once every 2 months. You think fucking Ankalaev is going to do that? You think that Ankalaev is going to defend that often? There's absolutely no way. Possibly Holloway versus Gaethje to see if either can go for a title run. Holloway Gaethje 2, I don't see them rerunning it. I love that fight, but I don't see them rerunning it. Put him Ankalaev. They put him against Ankalaev. What do you mean? I don't think Alex got robbed, but takedown defense should be more impactful in scoring. Thank you, Samuel. Thank you, Samuel. I also think that Alex Pereira lost this fight. Even with what I'm about to say, Alex Pereira lost the fight 4-1 or 3-2 in my eyes. But we have to start praising takedown defense. If Alex Pereira is 10 for 10 on takedown defense, that has to mean something. That has to mean something. You have to count that in the scoring. I still think that Alex Pereira loses the fight, absolutely. But we have to start counting takedown defense, bro. Like, what is the point in defending takedowns if you're not going to fucking score it? Score it at least at a fifth of what you score the other ones. Can we talk about Mauricio Rufy, bro? Mauricio Rufy. Is that KO of the year? Is that KO of the year, boys? I'm interested. Like, is that at the end of the year? I think it probably is, bro. I think it probably is KO of the year, honestly. Like, that was fucking insane, that KO. Like that was Max Holloway, Justin Gaethje type KO. Obviously, the moment isn't there and the last 10 seconds isn't there. But like spinning back kick as perfect as you can want it, right to the fucking chin. Just beautiful. I think they should do Gaethje versus Arman and Fizev versus Hooker. I like that. Gaethje versus Arman and Fizev versus Hooker. I like the first half of that. I don't think that Fizev gets Hooker. I think that Dan Hooker's probably going to go up against Dustin Poirier. Depending on how long his rehab is, I think Dan Hooker, Dustin Poirier makes too much sense. Dana's face was priceless when he talked with Buffer. Was it? I didn't even see it. Was he fucking pissed? Technically, scoring fence control should be nowhere near ground and pounds control scoring. Bro, this is how I think it should be scored. UFC fights. Cage control time should be the exact same as takedown defense. Takedown defense and cage control time should be scored the same way. Like where it's not a lot, but it is something. That's how I think the fight should be scored. You have only the fighting nerds now and Pantoja. I have faith in that team and Rufi. Holy shit, that was insane. Bro, that was one of the best KOs I've seen, bro. That was one of the best KOs I've seen. Who rocked who in that Pereira Ankalaev fight? Ankalaev rocked Pereira bad. Bro, and what is it about Alex Pereira getting rocked like that? Like, Alex Pereira getting rocked like that is crazy. Got rocked like that against Israel Adesanya. Is it his concentration? Is it something about his concentration in the last 10 seconds of rounds that allows him to get caught? Because it's the same thing every time. Israel Adesanya caught him with that 1-2 at the end of their first fight, at the end of the first round. Hurt him bad. Ankalaev caught him at the end of that second round with that 1-2. And then Izzy knocked him out with that 1-2 in their second fight. There's something about the concentration in those last 10 seconds for Alex Pereira. And there's something about the 1-2. I think it's because he has his hands so low, bro. I think it's because he has his hands so low. Should do Alex Yuri 3 for the next title shot. I think Alex is going to get a guaranteed title shot. If you have like 2-3 defenses, you're going to get a guaranteed title shot. No, I didn't see it, Charlie. I do not hate Poirier versus Hooker 2. Their first fight is one of my top 10 ever, but it was a banger. Like, any Dan Hooker fight is just unbelievable. They're all so much fun to watch. 314 having Lopes, Prates, and Jan Silva. Can't wait. Brazil might come back in that. Yeah, Brazil needs a comeback in that shit, bro. Brazil needs a comeback in that shit. Because Brazil low-key took some damage tonight. Brazil really, really took some fucking damage tonight. Women's MMA fight was dog shit. Ignacio Bahamondes, bro. That guy's a freak. That guy's a freak. And if he's really able to wrestle and he's really got submissions in his game, he could be a problem at 55, man. He could be a problem at 55. He's going to be ranked down. He's probably going to be 10th ranked. Hear me out on this one. Hear me out on this one, boys. Hear me out on this one. Fizev, Ignacio Bahamondes in his next fight. Love that. Or Ignacio Bahamondes, Mauricio Rufi. Either of those, I think, is a fantastic fight. I'd love to see them make either of those fights. Or even Fizev against Mauricio Rufi. I'm guessing they'll do the rematch in Abu Dhabi. I don't think so. I think it'll probably be Brazil or the US. I don't think Ankalaev is that big of a star where they'll put it over there in Abu Dhabi. They're going to let John hold the belt as long as possible because he's the only American champion. Is he? Pantoja, Merab. Yeah, 145 is nobody. Islam. Bilal is technically American, but you know he's not really an American. He's kind of like half American. You're going to tell me you think Alex lost? Yeah, I think Alex lost. I think that Alex lost either 3-2 or 4-1. Niffy, bro, once again coming in with the fucking 5-bomb. Niffy, one of the fucking greatest ever, bro. I need a fucking W Niffy spam in here for how much this guy's fucking came through with tonight. Niffy's had one of the greatest streams ever, bro. Shout out W Niffy. There's a reason he's on the gi. There's a reason he's right here on the gi. There's a reason as soon as I get my blue belt, Niffy's going to be the first name on the blue belt. Big fucking Niffy right here on the gi. If you're wondering about how you get onto the gi, it's members of the channel get onto the gi, or if you just like donate $5, I'll whack you onto the gi. Once Sean gets vacated, I think it'll be the first time there's ever no American UFC champion. Yeah, if Bilal Muhammad doesn't, or if you can't Bilal Muhammad as Palestinian, it'll probably be the first time ever. Who could be the next American champion? At 70, you have nobody really. No Americans that I can think of at 70. Maybe Usman. At 85, no. At 205, Jamal Hill is the only real hope for them. Bro, there's just like American MMA is just pretty much collapsed. Pretty much collapsed. Bilal reps Palestine, but the UFC is trying to silence him. Is he? Damn, I didn't know that. I love how the striking goblin shot down after big Ankalaev outstriked Pereira. Yeah, super surprising, bro. Super surprising. I wonder, are we going to look at this fight in a year and a half and say, wow, that was a weird one-off kind of shit fight from Alex Pereira? Or are we going to look at it and say, Alex Pereira, that was the fight where he fell off. That was the fight where Alex Pereira turned out to not be the guy that we thought he was going to be. If I'm Alex, I think about going up to fight Jones, who's down to that. His chin got cracked by broken old Stipe. Yeah, if I'm Alex, I don't hate that John Jones fight. I just don't think he gets it. Why does he get that fight and Tom Aspinall doesn't get that fight? Roundtree is better than Jamal Hill. Khalil Roundtree is better than Jamal Hill. Yeah, I don't disagree. We're gonna see that fight, aren't we? Right? That fight's scheduled. Bilal is always ruining everything. Nah, that's crazy. Basic question: does American wrestling work in mixed martial arts? Bo Nickel could be a guy at 85. Yeah, I think that American wrestling definitely works. I think that American wrestling definitely works. Ankalaev won. Yeah, I agree. Ankalaev 4-1 or 3-2. That's a scorecard I've put down. I want to see, boys, give me all your scorecards right now. I kind of want a consensus thing on what the scorecards look like for this fight. What are the scorecards look for this fight, boys? Did you have it Ankalaev 3-2, Pereira 3-2, Ankalaev 4-1? Jon Jones versus Pereira doesn't make any sense now. Yeah, it really doesn't make that much sense. Being real to you, it's just that's not a fight that I want to see. I think that's the last fight that I want to see on this. I honestly think that's the last fight that I want to see. It's just like Jon Jones against Aspinall is the only fight that makes sense at heavyweight. If it's anything other than that, it just does not make any sense. 47-46. Damn, what kind of fucking scorecard did you have? 49-46 Ankalaev. 3-2 Pereira. Ankalaev 3-2. 3-2 or 4-1 Ankalaev. 4-1 Ankalaev. 3-2 Ankalaev. 48-47 Pereira. So a lot of people had it going to Ankalaev. Seems like a majority said to Ankalaev. Which I think, boys, that's the correct scorecard. That's absolutely the correct scorecard. Some people, I do see a good few Ankalaev 135 though. Didn't see, or do see a lot of Alex Pereira 135, not Ankalaev 135. Okay, which could be the third round? You score for Alex 3-2 Ankalaev is okay. A lot of people have said 135 Alex Pereira. I think that it's probably 2-3-4 Ankalaev is how I'm scoring it. I could see the fifth going to Ankalaev as well, being real with you. I think Alex gets the Jones fight because Jones is more down for it than the Aspinall fight. But like, it just makes a fucking embarrassment out of the heavyweight division if Jon Jones does not defend against Aspinall. Like, if he actually takes a fight against Pereira and not Aspinall, he's even going to turn me, who loves Jon Jones, who thinks that Jon Jones is the greatest of all time, and I still think that Jon Jones is like a great UFC fighter, he's going to turn me into like a hater. You know what I mean? I dislike Russian UFC fighters now. It'll be interesting to see the 205-pound division with Alex Pereira not in it, though. Because, like, I think that Ankalaev is a pretty... Like, Ankalaev is not a great match... Or Yuri's not a great matchup for Ankalaev. Khalil's not a great matchup for Ankalaev. I think that Khalil is a sleeper champion for 205. 1, 2, 4, 5 Ankalaev. Probably the same scorecard that I have. No, I had it as 2, 3, 4, 5 Ankalaev. Bro, there's an argument for 50-45 Ankalaev. Nah, no matter the scorecard, Alex was way too passive. It was unexpected. Ankalaev deserved that, like it or not. And I don't like it. I bet on Alex Pereira. I had €100 on Alex Pereira to win, I don't know, 230 or something. But I just thought that he was poor, man. I'm not sure if we ever see Alex Pereira actually be like a world-class UFC fighter again. I'm not sure if we ever see Alex Pereira be a world-class UFC fighter again. And that's kind of sad to think. Like Alex Pereira might never be the same again. Is that weird? Like, is that kind of fucking... Okay, I'm interested in your guys' opinion on this, actually, more importantly. Do you guys think Alex Pereira ever comes back? Like, do you guys think Alex Pereira ever holds a UFC title again? Do you think that's the last time we ever see Alex Pereira hold a UFC title? Alex was not himself, bro. Give him the rematch. I think that he was probably concussed at the end of that round 1 or 2. I think he was probably concussed at the end of that round or 2. Finish the Izzy trilogy just so we can see Izzy get slept again. That's going to be one of the like fucking... That's going to be like Tito Ortiz against Chuck Liddell. We're going to see that shit in 20 years when both of them are done. Alex had Ankalaev in zero danger until the 5th. I honestly don't even think he had him in danger in the 5th. I don't think he had him in danger in the 5th. I'm annoyed. I could have gone 5 for 5, but I'm happy. But I'm happy Ankalaev won the belt. Yeah, nobody hit the 5 for 5, bro. Still no 5 for 5s hit this year, bro. That's fucking crazy that we don't have a single 5 for 5 even hit this year. Like, I would have never, ever, ever thought that shit, man. I would have never, ever, ever thought that shit. How many events are we into this year? Like 3 or 4 pay-per-views into this year. We've got 0 5 for 5s. Same here. I bet for Pereira. Disappointed as fuck. Man, it's fucking tough. Ankalaev 4-1. Yeah, I had an Ankalaev 4-1. Plus, he was never going to be heavyweight champion. I don't think so either. Like, heavyweight champion, there was a moment where maybe he could beat Jon Jones, but I think Jon Jones out-wrestled him. And him against Alex Pereira, the thing is, his takedown defense did look really good there. So maybe him against Alex Pereira in the future, if his takedown defense can continue to improve, but I still see him getting choked out. And if he's that passive against Ankalaev, and Ankalaev doesn't respect his power, imagine what Tom Aspinall is going to do. Tom Aspinall, 1,000%, is never going to fucking respect his power. Alhamdulillah, 2-1, put him Ankalaev and new during Ramadan. DDP, bro, DDP would be super fun against Ankalaev. Holy fuck, man. That fight would be super fun. That's a great shout, KZ, bro. That's a great shout, KZ. That would be a super, super fun fight. DDP against Ankalaev, and I'm picking DDP in that fight. I'm absolutely picking DDP in that fight. I think DDP smokes him. That would bring a kind of superstar into that 205-pound division again. Because DDP cuts a shitload of weight too. Rematch is the UFC's only option. If you were to ask me how I think the next few fights go at 205, I think it's rematch, and I think either Khamzat Chimaev goes up against Ankalaev very soon for double champ, or DDP goes up for double champ very soon. Alex struggling with fast boxers. Aspinall will kill him. True, because, bro, Ankalaev hurt him. Like, I think that Tom Aspinall KOs him. Might be the follow-up of Alex Pereira, unfortunately, unless Alex wins in the rematch. I was saying that, and a lot of people said that they think Alex Pereira never regains his title. And I'm honestly inclined to agree, boys. I'm inclined to agree that I think that Alex Pereira never regains his title. What's the question? Who will dethrone Ankalaev? Obviously, our next industry plant, the Chinese dude with all the KOs in a rigged fight. Bro, don't start disrespecting Ming Yang Zhang. He's a Harry1of1 prospect prodigy. He's a Harry1of1 prodigy in the prospects, bro. DDP gets schooled, but I think Ankalaev struggles with DDP, man. I think Ankalaev really, 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 really struggles with DDP. Bro, how are people saying Alex was robbed? Alex was too passive. Yeah, super passive. Didn't throw his hands. Looked uncomfortable in there. The only positive from Alex Pereira in that fight was that his takedown defense was very good. His takedown defense was elite in that fight. Niffy coming in with a big fucking 10. Shout out Big Niffy, man. Shout out Big fucking Niffy. Get a fucking W Niff spam, bro. Niffy's came through, bro. He's made my entire day. He's made my entire night coming through in the chat. Showing love the entire time. Nobody shows love like Niffy. Nobody's one of the fucking OGs like Niffy. I love you, Niffy, brother. I love you, Niffy. Chimaev beats Ankalaev and DDP in schools Pereira. Chimaev beats Ankalaev and DDP in schools Pereira. Ooh, I don't know about that, man. I don't know about him beating those three. If Volkanovski loses in 314 after this, I can't go on, bro. Yeah, it could be tough. To be honest, 314 is one of those main events for me where it's like, we can't lose. As fans, we can't lose. Because if Diego Lopes wins, shit, I'm happy. Diego Lopes is a champion, yeah. If Volkanovski wins, yeah, I'm happy. Volkanovski is a champion. Harry having over 100 viewers and 15k subs feels like a fever dream. I remember we had 10 viewers and 1k subs. Shout out to all the boys that have been here. You know what I mean? Everybody in here, all the fucking OGs in here. And this is only the beginning. This is only the start. You're here right now. You're one of the fucking major, big-time OGs. Could Yuri against Ankalaev be fun? He would struggle with his style. Yuri against Ankalaev. Yuri's unpredictability, I feel like Ankalaev would struggle with. But Yuri's chin, there's questions to be asked about it. If Alex Pereira can KO you, I think that there's a real chance that Ankalaev can KO you as well. Volkanovski's getting slept by Lopes and is going to be the next champ that... And he's going to be the next champ that the Dana White rides. What you mean? Lopes is going to be the next champion that Dana White like pushes. What do you think about Alex going to boxing now? That could be fun. Alex at 205 in boxing. Who's there for him to box? I suppose if he went into heavyweight, there's a few fun money fights for him. Maybe him against Usyk, but I think that he doesn't have the same kind of leverage that he had because he's no longer a UFC champion. Who do I have between DDP and Chimaev? Give me Dricus du Plessis. I think that Dricus du Plessis probably wins that fight. I don't think Jones is scared of Aspinall, but just scared to lose that legacy. If he fights Pereira, it's got to be a non-title fight. Could go BMF. Yeah, wouldn't hate a non-title fight for John Jones to... What I always thought was going to happen, what I wanted John Jones to do was to relinquish the heavyweight belt and go back to 205. I think that's a much better division for him. Now that he has the double champ, just go back down to 205 and fight at 205 again. Dana White was not happy. Yeah, a bunch of people were saying that he was fucking pissed. I don't understand how you and Bunny are the small. I was thinking you have better taste than someone like Lucas Tracy. Shit, I appreciate you, KZ, brother. I appreciate you showing love, KZ. Now everybody all of a sudden glazing Ankalaev, bro. It's one of the biggest phenomenons in the entire UFC, where someone becomes a champion and then all of a sudden they have 1 million fans. And I'm with Bilal Muhammad. Bilal Muhammad went from the most hated fighter inside the entire UFC to like this cult hero, unbelievable fan favorite in like a day. And I was like, hold on, all these fucking Bilal Muhammad fans just spawned out of nowhere. I honestly want Lopes to win because if Volk wins, it'll kind of feel fake as he already lost to topuria. I feel like it would kind of diminish the value of the belt, you know what I mean? I feel like it would kind of diminish the value of the belt at 145. How does DDP win? DDP probably knocks out Khamzat Chimaev in the third. I think that it is a very, very, very close fight. Don't get me wrong. It's a super, super close fight. But I do think that DDP probably survives that first round and then goes on in those later rounds to win. Probably knock him out in like the second or the third. Ankalaev, the next dominator at 205. I think that he loses to either 85ers, but him just up against 205ers, I think that he can definitely have a little bit of a run. Belal actually has some witty humor. Look at his roasting of Usman. I think that Merab actually has witty humor. I can't get it on the Belal train, man. I can't get it on the Belal train. DDP by falling piano. By falling piano is crazy. Ankalaev isn't going to fare well as champ because of tough stylistic matchups. While I think Lopes would have already lost to Ilia, he didn't like Volk already did. While I think Lopes would have also lost to Ilia, he didn't like Volk already did. Yeah. I think that I agree. I think that I honestly thought it was weird for Ilia to give up the belt too. I thought it was weird for Ilia to give up the belt. No matter how big you get, never turn on slow mode. That shit is so annoying, bro. I ain't turning on slow mode. Fuck that shit, bro. Fuck that shit. Let all the boys say whatever. I'm not gonna stifle the boys' opinion. This is fucking free speech around here. We're all about that fucking free speech. Imagine Movsar beat the winner of Lopes Volkanovski with 3 Russian champions. Bro, maybe we used to have the full Dagestani takeover. Could you imagine if we had Umar at 35, Movsar at 45, Islam at 55? Who's there at 70? Who's the Dagestani at 70? Shavkat's like in that kind of Dagestani region. He's more Middle East. But Shavkat at 70, Khamzat at 85, Ankalaev at 205, and Pavlovich at 265, bro. There's a real chance, man. There's a fucking chance that they literally take over. I think DDP cartoonishly beats Chimaev lol DDP by whoopsie daisy. No, that's crazy. Mozav's going to be by far the most boring champ that even gets the next shot. Nah, he'll get the next shot. He'll definitely get the next shot. And I think Diego Lopes probably beats him in a rematch. Like, bro, Diego Lopes nearly beat him short notice, man. I'm going to miss Alex's champion, not his fans, though. But I'm going to miss this Alex Pereira legacy run, man, because I think he's finished. I think he's finished after that. I think that Alex Pereira is probably done. Speaking of being done, though, boys, I appreciate all of the love tonight. Shout out Niffy. Shout out all the boys on the gi. Shout out Cal for Denver, Niffy, John Wagner, G-Dog, Will Fogarty, JX. Shout out Triple Threat. Shout out all the boys down here. You're going to see this gi in the background of all the videos. It's for all the members. It's for all the boys that donated. And yeah, I want to say thank you to all the boys. It was a great watch party. It was a great little post-fight recap. I'm going to have 2 videos out today talking about this. So we're going to break it down a ton. And yeah,